Alright, looks like we got some live betting going on in chat. That's always fun. Game is starting. Alright. In the bottom right corner of Akalon Waste, we have our green Zerg player, Bsharp, who we all know and love. Spawning on the opposite end of the map, we have our blue Protoss player, Operator, who is a stone cold badass. Don't mess with Operator, he's a scary guy. So right off the bat, I'm just looking for any type of super fun cheese out of our players. I honestly don't know how to fill the first few moments. 9 pylons, some pretty standard stuff. No early pool, obviously. Interesting to see if we'll see, you know, standard 15 expansion play out of our Zerg. Maybe a 14-14 pool, then assimilator, and then pool. But until these guys decide what they're doing, I sure don't know. Pylon in base for Operator. Probe just skirting under the scouting overlord. So Bsharp should know that there's a probe on the way to his base if he was looking at his minimap. Probe's going to come into the base here. He's going to see that there's not yet a gas or a pool. Oh, surround on the probe! Does not mineral trick out of it in time, and he goes down. So no scout for you, Mr. Operator. Pool goes down on 14. Still no gas or expansion. Gateway going up at home for Operator. So we're going to see maybe Gateway expand or some pressure. Second probe going out. Interesting to see if he's going to drop a proxy pylon or if he's just going to get that scouting information that he really wants at this point. See a toss OP in chat. That probe sure didn't feel that. Expansion on 15 for, or 16 actually, for Bsharp. Pool still coming down, so we're looking at some passive play out of Bsharp, because he does not yet have a gas, so we're not going to see any Zergling speed. We probably won't see any fast roaches. So it'd be interesting to see if he's looking to take a third, or if he's just going to drop a bunch of oh shit gases. Cybercore coming up. Pretty standard play out of our Protoss player here. It doesn't quite look like he's looking to expand, but I don't see any clear indications of pressure either. Only one gas, so we're not really looking at any heavy tech play. Probably not fast blink or any Stargate. Warp gate on the way, coming up pretty quickly. A couple scouting Zerglings running around his own base, just making sure there's no proxy pylon that he missed, because this building, while under construction, isn't giving him full vision of his own base. Proxy pylon on the low ground. Not really a proxy, but pylon on the low ground outside Operator's base. It looks like he is actually thinking about expanding at this point. Zealot up front. Oh, and there he goes, the third hatch. This is why we had no gas, folks. Third hatch out of Bsharp. Playing a little greedy there. Scary considering he hasn't scouted a Nexus yet, but there it is. So gamble kind of paid off for him. Operator down here, scouting the incorrect base. Probably does not know about the stirred. It might not for some time. Looking at Operator's vision. No, he does not know about the third yet. He has scouted over there. No Stalker out yet, so no free kill in this Overlord, but the Overlord is in a rather precarious position. As if on cue, Overlord is hightailing it out of there. Still no gases for a Zerg player. So he's just looking at droning and pumping out some queens. Doing some big heavy eco plays. Here comes a new Overlord for the scout. He's going to see this Forge Gateway wall off going on here. Oh, cancel the Forge. Adding on another Gateway. So, looks like Operator's planning on doing some damage after this Nexus is up. He probably wants to move out with a small Gateway force. Still no Robocore, Stargate, or any sign of any tech out of our blue Protoss here. So far, Bsharp just macroing. Finally, we got 2 gases on the natural, still none in the main. Hitting those injects, keeping his energy on his main queen relatively low. Look at that, just hit 4. Not bad. Better than I could do, that's for sure. But that's a low bar to jump. Looks like we have a little bit of a Zealot move out here. Zealot Mothership Core. Maybe he realizes how greedy our Zerg player is going. Has he spotted that third Expo yet? I don't think he has. He has not. So I wonder if he just kind of suspects something at this point. Because he is moving out with a relatively small force, but a force that can really do some damage if he catches our Zerg player unprepared. No spines under construction anywhere. No zealots under, or no zerglings under construction. Roach Warren on the way, but not completed yet. So these 4 zealots actually have the opportunity to do quite a bit of damage here. Looks like there's going to be no follow-up attack. He's going to pick a queen or two. He's going to have the opportunity to stop these spine crawlers, take out these zerglings. Probably no problem. A couple zerglings is not a threat. 14 more zerglings on the way though. So Bsharp kind of shaken at this point. He probably thinks it's going to be a bigger attack than it actually is. Dark Shrine's almost complete for our Zerg player, so our Protoss player. Zergs can't make Dark Shrine's web. So that follow-up's going to be pretty brutal. How's that lair coming? That's complete for our Zerg player, so we can easily drop some Overseers. Clean up the DTs that he probably doesn't know are coming yet. There is an Overlord in position who can move over to the main and see that Dark Shrine, but not moving at this point, and there is no Overlord speed on the way. What's up, Thrust? How you doing, buddy? Okay, so we got a nice Zergling pool out from Bsharp here. Interesting to see if he plans on being aggressive or countering. Of course, he's just going to run into a wall, but not necessarily a wall anymore. Now that the natural is open, rocks have not been collapsed yet, and if the Protoss player does go for the rocks, Bsharp is going to see it with this Overlord. We have our first Dark Templar on move out. Funny there's no proxy pylon for our Dark Templar. This probe down here is a really good opportunity to drop a pylon close to the third. Looks like he's going to go for the free kill on that OV, and he is going to get it. Still no Overseers in the main, and I'm not seeing any Spore Crawlers anywhere. DTs are splitting up, one going to the natural, one going to the third. And just see, nope, one going for the main as well. Third one that I missed there. Oh, Overseer is out. This queen manages to clean up the DT before going down. Army's going to get that last one, but the one in the main is going to probably rack up a few kills before the Overseer can make its way over there. 3 kills? Oh, he's going for the queen now, chasing it. It's going to take a few hits to get that old girl down. Meanwhile, behind this DT pressure, still no third out of our Protoss player. A bunch of gateways pumping up. Looks like we're going to see big Zealot move out soon again. Zealot follow-up. A huge reaction out of our Zerg player. Got to get those guys back-minded, Mr. Sharp. But supply lead heavily in favor of our Zerg, who, as we know, macroed like crazy in the early game. Oh, sacrificing his Zealot to bring down this rock wall and guard his third here. It's a little late, but not so bad. He did a little damage with those DTs, but I don't think as much as he wanted. But it always puts the opposing player on edge whenever there's DTs on the map. Makes you scared to move out, makes it hard to take expansions. I'd really like to see a proxy pylon get dropped by this probe that's just kind of chilling down here in the would-be fourth of our Zerg player. That Zealot died a hero, Sinistar. That was truly for ire. Got a nice clump of forces out here for Bsharp, who could stand to probably put on a little bit of pressure. Lots of Zealot Stalker Sentry for a Protoss player, but not a real tech yet. Looking at +1 attack, just about to wrap up. Couple Immortals on the way, which would be good for handling the Roach. But the pressure's going to be coming down here soon. Lots of Overseers in the army, so he's not too afraid of all those possible DTs. They should get cleaned up right away. Still 0-0 and 0-1. We got ranged attack for the Roaches. And +1 attack just finishing for the Protoss. So we got a relatively even fight there. 166 supply for a Zerg to 118 of our Protoss, so that's kind of scary. However, a lot of that supply is wrapped up in drones in the early army. Favorable engagement here for the Protoss, as this gateway wall is preventing Zerglings from moving in, doing any damage, just kind of getting some free shots. Scouting foe Zealots coming out here, getting blocked by the diligent Zealot wall. Again, man, Zealots this game, they're putting in the work. They are truly the unsung heroes of the Protoss army. Just some posturing by the Zerg out here. Some free scouting with the Mothership Core and the hallucinated Phoenix. Because Zerg pretty bad at shooting up, actually, with no Queens or Hydralisks in the army. Got some range upgrades coming out for our Zerg player. Looks like he's going to be incorporating a bunch of Hydralisks into this composition. Too bad they're not here now to get rid of this annoying, but ultimately not too useful scouting Phoenix. Whoa, Overlord party. Looks like maybe a bit of a misclick there, but who cares, dude? Overlord parties are always fun, and everybody's invited to an Overlord party. Oh, and down go the Changelings in the Protoss base. Protoss moving out. Looks like he wants to get into a tussle here. Zerg player is now maxed out, and oh, it was not a misclick. We're going for a massive drop, which this is going to be awesome. That's better than an Overlord party. Hopefully he remembers to spew creep out of all of them, because that's what makes it truly awesome. The army is going to be distracted here in this main engagement, but that means a lot of these roaches are just going to be offered up. But can he kite the army completely away from the base? Operator thinks that he's got a really nice engagement here. He's going to be able to clean up this. Oh, he force fields himself out. He's not even going to be able to pursue. Meanwhile, the drop is going into the Protoss's third base, and all those probes are not getting pulled. They're just getting eaten up. No overcharge on this Nexus. This should go down really quickly. Most of the Protoss army is retreating back to defend, but the army got kind of split there, so these guys just became free snacks for the roaches. Mothership Core taking its free shots, but it's going to take weeks to get any kills. Protoss army now moving down into their third. Not sure if the ramp is really helping him or hurting him more. It seems to just be mostly choking his own Zealots, but the third base is already gone. Big push up into the main now, which favorable engagement for our Protoss player defending, as buildings are creating pretty good choke there. So Zerg's going to have to retreat, but not before taking the third base and cleaning up pylon and lots of gateways, securing a fourth behind it as well. Still this lazy-ass probe in the fourth, not building any proxy pylons, while our Zerg player successfully retreats. First Colossus is out, but range is still very far away. Two Colossus out, actually, but again, no range for a while, so those Colossus are going to have to put themselves in harm's way to really do any damage. Here comes an interesting pincer attack from our Protoss player, sacrificing some Stalkers at the beginning of the engagement. Now giving some free Immortals. Not really worth losing those, buddy. But it looks like the Colossus, even without their range, are going to be enough to scare off the Zerg army for now, while he focuses on his economy. Protoss, finally, the proxy pylon happened. These Zealots are going to get a little bit of an opportunity to do some work, however. There's a bunch of spines in the base, none in the main, so they might be able to get some free shots there, if they remember to attack those rocks. But it looks like they're just going to be my life fire into the back of the Zerg army. Yeah, you don't want to come home, guys. That looks like a little bit of an F2 fiasco going on there, perhaps. Operator trying to take his third to stay in this game. Range about to finish up, but no more attack or defense upgrades coming out of Protoss. While the Spire is going down for a Zerg, so he looks like he wants to transition into some air. Probably just some mutas to get some free shots on Colossus. It's kind of ahead at this point, I think that's safe to say. But oh, big engagement going on here. Protoss trying not to sacrifice all of his Colossus, but it is not looking good. He has no ground army to back them up. Force field's going down, but really that's just turning into a free wall. Warp-in failed due to a pylon being taken out at the front line there. Another warp-in happening. He's going to get some Zealots on the ground. Is that going to be enough to tank for a Colossus, though? Another one going down, too close to those Hydralisks with their upgraded range. Third one trying to kite back, but it's just not going to be enough. Zerg going to overrun the natural, and that is game. GG. Now let's look at some graphs. I need my giant cup of water here. I hope me drinking this is super loud in the microphone.